Sorry. Part 2. Upload these before I get in. So here's a like 5-minute rundown. He's trying to get me to drop my phone. So they did this to my eye. They're making me wheeze. They make me swell. They change the color of my eyes. And they make me go cross-eyed. They abuse me day and night. And then now they're irritating my skin. So the voices in my head, in Orange County specifically, the police department is getting like a whole new system, and it's like much more advanced, so they can access just about every camera, and I think even your cell phones, within their proximity. And so the voices in my head are they're trying to pretend that someone is hacking me, or my neighbors are stalking me, or something is happening, and they're trying to pretend their voices from outside. So I came to that realization, and I started recording because of what they're saying is so disturbing, to make sure that I have evidence that no one's hacked me. The voices are actually in my head. And then the voices that I hear are like constant. And then on top of it, it's obviously in my head, because every time I hear a voice, the voice itself, like, it'll say a word like, "Are you suffocating?" And that word suffocating will it will close up or tighten up my airway. So I can't breathe, or so I start wheezing. I've been running for quite some time. Like, there's absolutely no reason why I don't smoke, and my lungs are clean. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go do an x-ray just to have that on record. And sorry, they always want me doing stuff like that while I'm on the video, so it looks like I'm gross. And anyways, so the way to protect yourself is record, be in front of cameras all the time. They want you avoiding cameras. Like, they're telling you the honest to God truth, but then they want you scared of it. So yes, they can, but don't be scared. Prove that it's not them, because it's not. They're in your head. They're talking in your head. So go be in front of cameras, record, when there are no cameras, and, try to go to work, keep a consistent routine, be around the same people, so that it's obvious who's around you all the time. So there is no discrepancies as who's in the background. Like, identify the voices, in your neighborhoods, identify people, get to know them, make sure so there's not at all any question as to what you're hearing in your head. And stop moving around. Go to work. Go get Social Security. Go get Medi-Cal. Go get food stamps. Do what you have to do, and work your butt off to get like some stability. Don't let them get to you. And don't argue with people. If they say you're schizophrenic, just take it with a grain of salt and say, yes, I am. I hear voices in my head. No big deal. I just want to share my experience of what's going on in my head. Not necessarily like you're disagreeing that the voices aren't in your head. You're just like, it just sounds so damn real. It makes me paranoid, and this makes me feel comfortable and safe. That shouldn't offend anybody, especially if you're doing it within your four walls. Don't violate the law, obviously. So do what you can, what's permissible by law to you, or for your safety. I mean, if you want to record inside your four walls, you can. If you want to record outside on eminent domain, you can. No one can stop you. You just can't do it on private property. You can't go up on someone's property and record. So you can just put your phone down and not say a word. Let the voices do all the talking in your head. There's a reason why they're talking. That's a weak spot. That's a weak point. You can poke at that. And whatever the reasons they're talking is because there are records that are classified that they're trying to manipulate. So you as a victim want to clear up those records, and to do that, you got to couple it up with other video records or video records, to be completely honest, would be your best bet. Because then people can see you in front of the camera. They know that you're, okay, they can see what's going on around you. They can see where you're at. And then you just place it down to say, I'm feeling uncomfortable. The voices in my head are saying some really disturbing, shit. People, disturbing things. I wouldn't say shit. They're forcing words out of my mouth. I just want to place my phone down and just make sure it's, for the protection of myself and anybody else that's around me, and just for my sake of peace of mind, this is how I feel comfortable. And just place your phone down and record. Don't say a word. You don't have to answer back to these voices. And stop drowning in therapy. Stop listening to music all the time. It's not going to save you. What's going to save you is clearing up these records and that the terrorists are trying to manipulate. And by putting these phones recording all the time to make sure you capture everything, you're doing that. You're clearing it up and posting it online. And then making sure you call, you ask your neighbors. Don't argue with them. Do you hear something? No? Okay, that's it. That's all you have to do. Ask everyone, do you hear something? Do you hear something? If they're all against you, it's not because they hate you. That's the truth. They're not talking about you. It's the voices in your head. Okay? Don't argue with them. Just place your phone down if you don't believe them and record to see if you hear them. The voices in your head are lying to you. They wanna defame you. And then they want you calling the cops constantly, and they want your calls to the cops to be discredited, and they want you to feel like there's no way out, and the voices will never leave you, and you're going to be tortured, and you're never going to make it, and you're this, and you're that, and you're this, and you're that, until you feel hopeless, and you want to kill yourself, and you want to avoid everything and everyone, and then all of a sudden, like, God forbid, you want to, like, do something stupid to yourself. God forbid, right? And then they're like, the voices go to call the cops anonymously, and then nobody shows up, or they show up too late, and they say, well, we did our job. The terrorist talking in your head, and then to say, oh, well, that was the police fault, because that's the voices in my head have said they're investigating me. Okay. So to get back and investigate some more, they have to say, oh, well, there's a need for us. The police department didn't show up when Renee called, they came too late, and she's called them so many times, and she called the federal government, and nobody did anything. And, being that they're the first line of defense, and we're not supposed to step in until there's nobody there, and here we are, and now that there's nobody there, and it's just, this is why you need us, and that's what the terrorists in your head, that's the goal they're after. So, you want to make sure to clear up the record. We don't want these terrorists behind these telepathy weapons anymore, okay? So record. Do you hear me? All right, have a great day.